See, that's on the back of the American dollar bill. I like that a lot.
What was I seeing behind?
The idea here, I like that a lot. At the top of the hierarchy is something that is no longer part of the hierarchy, right? So if you move up the hierarchy enough, what happens is that you develop the ability, as a consequence of moving up that hierarchy, to be detached enough from the hierarchy so you're no longer really part of it, and so that you can move in all sorts of different hierarchies. And the idea here is that the thing that you're really developing is the capacity to pay attention. And I would say, from a mythological perspective, the one thing that seems to compete with the idea of the spoken word as the source of the extraction of habitable order from chaos is the I, is the capacity to pay attention. So paying attention is something like watching for what you don't know. And so, like, one of the things I often recommend to my clinical clients if they're having trouble with a family member is, number one, shut up. Don't tell them anything about yourself. And I don't mean in a rude way, it's just like, no more personal information. Number two, watch them like a hawk and listen. And if you do that long enough, they will tell you exactly what they're up to.
All right, so I compiled a little list. This is a little bit more about our friend Jordan Peterson and what he stands for and what he actually is. Because I don't give a fuck. Do you guys know why he did that tweet when he did? You want a little inside information from the halls of CAA and people I used to know and stuff? I didn't want to bring up because it's so fucking embarrassing for him. Jordan Peterson was hanging out with Dr. Phil and was screen testing for a show with him and Dr. Phil. So to show these idiot power leftist retards, let me look up hang on, give me 1 second. CAA.
Your former Charmed co-star, Alyssa Milano, gets a lot of credit for helping Me Too go viral.
So?
Are you proud of her?
I don't like her.
Why?
Because I think she's a lie.
Why?
Do you think I don't know these people? I'm not looking at this from the outside. I have a lot of experience. I know she's married to a CIA agent. Do the math. Who's behind Time's Up? CIA. Where do they meet? CIA. Who needs good PR? CIA. Who are part of the pimp problem? CIA.
These are very powerful people you're talking about.
They are. So am I.
So this is about us at CIA. This is the agency that he signed with after he was an author and had a huge touring base.
It's the Creative Artist Agency. And I featured this in many videos. So I made a video about this some 6 or 8 months ago. And it is the main agency, Hollywood agency, and it's built completely with Freemasonic and Illuminati symbolism. There's the Eye of Horus in the capstone of the pyramid. There is the as above, so below shape of the buildings. It's completely Illuminati'd out. So you have this the premier Hollywood agency. It represents all the major A-list celebrities. So this is the biggest agency of what would you call Illuminati handlers, right? These are the talent agents for these stars, and they work in an Illuminati building. That's all you can call it. It was also featured, there was a video I made about the comedian Trevor Moore where he goes and meets with the Illuminati. And before the video, they show the building, so they show that he's going into this building to meet the Illuminati. Now, Rose McGowan isn't the most reliable and emotionally stable source, right? But what she's saying here is true because Alyssa Milano is, in fact, married to a CAA handler, agent, you know? And so she's had a long-term marriage with this guy. They've had children together. And she's featured as a speaker on the CIA homepage. Even sounds like the CIA, you know? And so this is an Illuminati organization. Their building is built to look like the Illuminati. They obviously have all these people being handlers. And what Rose McGowan is saying is that the Time's Up movement's coming from the CAA. So much of this Me Too movement is coming from the CAA. And they're the ones, she said, promoted abuse. She's saying that the Illuminati building, the people in this Illuminati building, this agency, are the ones that promoted the abuse, enabled Harvey Weinstein. And so it's direct confirmation from a Hollywood insider that this Illuminati house or temple.
Sauron has regained much of his former strength. He cannot yet take physical form, but his spirit has lost none of its potency.
Concealed within his fortress, the Lord of Mordor sees all. His gaze pierces cloud, shadow, earth, and flesh. You know of what I speak, Gandalf.
A great eye, lidless, wreathed in flame.
Yes,
He is gathering all evil to him. Very soon he will have summoned an army great enough to launch an assault upon Middle-earth.
you know this. How?
I have seen it.
Right? All right. Let's see about CAA. Let's see their mission statement. I was repped here for 12 years, by the way. 12 years. All right, Coddington. So he's trying to get a show with Dr. fucking Oz. And so when you screen test, is you go in front of the network and the producers, and they want to see your chemistry, but in reality, it's a test to see your fucking commitment to the nonsense politics. So this is about us at CIA. This is the agency that he signed with after he was an author and had a huge touring base. Okay, if I sell out 400 seats, that's $8,000. Let's say I pay $3,000 to rent it. A lot of expenses, blah, blah. I might walk with $1,500. That's awesome. Like literally blessing, awesome. I can possibly have my family down. I can pay my mortgage, blah, blah. Okay, 2,000 seats at $200 a ticket sometimes. All right, let's make it easier. $100 a ticket, 2,000 seats, right? So if it was $10 a ticket, it'd be what? 20,000? But if it's 100, what's that? $200,000 a fucking show? Plus, you have to pay to meet and greet him and touch his $3,000 effeminate suit, right? Okay, so he wants what? More. So even with that giant fan base, he signs with CAA. Let's read about CAA. And fuck all you guys who keep wanting needling me about Jordan Peterson, because I got even more. I'm the CIA of human beings. This is amazing. Since our founding in 1975, by the way, I sold a show to Disney produced by the creator of CAA. I've been to his home. He was trying to become the fucking ambassador to France. Good guy, kind of wacky. I know so much about this company. They rep just the biggest, they were repping Harvey Weinstein as they were creating the Me Too movement. It's mind blowing. So Jordan Peterson in his little Kermit voice and his fucking retard face, he looks around at the world and says, "Who do I want to represent me?"
A Palantir is a dangerous tool, Saruman.
Why? Why should we fear to use it?
They are not all accounted for. The lost seeing stones. We do not know who else may be watching.
The hour is later than you think.
Wait till you hear this shit. It's our goal to lead the way in diversity, advocating with marketplace buyers for our clients from historically underrepresented groups. They rep Hillary Clinton. They rep the fucking... And for the culture and commercial value of inclusion, CAA continues to increase the diversity of diversity. All Democrat. You can't be rep there or work there if you're not a Democrat. And not only a Democrat, like a dick-chopping Democrat. Diversity. There's thousands of people that work there. I was in their training video with The Rock and Cindy Crawford playing the part of one of the biggest agents there in front of all their agents. Like, I was known by all of them. I was in this. Like me, The Rock, Cindy Crawford doing sketches every year because, like, I'm really funny. So what I'm talking about isn't some weird conspiracy tinfoil hat shit. This is my life. This is my history. So let's keep talking about Jordan fucking Peterson. And if you guys don't shut the fuck up about this retard after this little shakedown, by the way, I had this little quill in my hat that I was just like, listen, the tweet was bad enough. Do you know why he did the tweet? Okay. CAA continues to increase the diversity of our talent roster and our employees, and we will expand our efforts in the years to come. Want to hear how racist these people are? I had a friend who was Arabic, and he was an agent, and so they hire him, obviously excited. It's so excited. They would only give him brown clients. They'd be like, oh, you rep blah, 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 blah. That makes total sense. Of course it does. If you see the world in demographics because you're a fucking psychopath. Okay, with a passion matched only by that of our clients, CAA is committed to crafting precedent-setting deals and building new brands and business driven by our clients' ideas, interests, and opportunity. It's all SJW power, 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 power. So they say, hey, Jordan Peterson, you seem to have all these young men looking up to you because you say basic things like clean your room and don't be a bitch and stand up for yourself, which I'm a huge fan. I was a huge fan. I had him on my podcast. I sang him a song for his birthday. Listen, there's something that happens when you realize, don't be embarrassed by being wrong. Don't double down on being wrong. I sang Jordan Peterson and uploaded a video singing him a happy birthday song, custom for him. Like I've been so affectionate about like even knowing some bullshit that I'm about to get to just because he said anything true and masculine in this time. But the reason he tweeted that Kavanaugh tweet and then wouldn't go back on it is because they wanted him to do a show with Dr. Oz. So he does a show with Dr. Oz, and then you test. When you test is you go in front of producer, by the way, allegedly, because I mean, they could sue me or whatever because they have fucking 9,000 lawyers. So I'm just saying, this is all alleged, but it's true. So you go in front of the network and the producers and you do a chemistry read. This is when Harvey Weinstein would usually unzip and start whacking off with people. I want to see your chemistry. Chemistry just meant, would you fuck Harvey Weinstein? As they were repping him, covering up his rapes, as they were creating the Me Too movement. There's a reason I talk about CAA. It's not sour grapes. I haven't been with them since they dropped me because of the trans kid thing, and that was a year, and I didn't go at them like I could have. I was talking shit about how my agent reacted, how all of Hollywood functions, but let's talk a little about these fucking dick faces. So, and they have crazy power. Like, if I was a little more paranoid, I'd be worried that, you know, they kill people and shit, but I don't think they do at all. They're total fucking homos. And I can lift up the output a little bit here. So they say to Peterson, how about you and do you got a little show up there in Canada named Dr. Oz? And Peterson's like, no way. Is there no fucking way?
Against the power of Mordor, there can be no victory. We must join with him, Gandalf. We must join with Sauron. It would be wise, my friend.
Tell me, friend, when did Saruman the Wise abandon reason for madness?
So they're like, but, you know, we do find it problematic. I mean, if you've seen our About section on our website, we're about inclusivity and, you know, about historically oppressed. Let's rest like legends. Oh, guys, by the way, come to the U of M show tomorrow. It's sold out as fuck, but it'll be a party. And just come. All right, anyway. So they're like, you've seen our About section, and you see the 10 floors of white marble and satanic, just weird glass and metal everywhere, and how everyone's young and beautiful and smiling. Well, but all different colored skin, but the same thoughts. Well, we don't like that your audience is very, how do we put it? They're Nazis. What do you mean, Nazis? No, they're trying to save their father from the belly of the whale. Oh, I'm telling, they're just cleaning the room. Well, Jordan, if you want to test with Dr. Oz, and we really want your chemistry to be right on, you have to prove to us. You have to show us something. Like, show us. He's like, oh, okay. Well, why don't I just throw this Kavanaugh fellow under the bus, right? Even though, Jordan Peterson has had 3 rape accusations, right? But from students, or sexual misconduct, alleged, whatever the fuck, 3. He's even said it in interviews, 3. So he knows exactly the rodeo that this is. Someone says you sexually harassed a girl or something, you're just immediately looked at as a scumbag. So he knows the power game. He knows Kavanaugh didn't do shit. He knows how the outrage culture works. But so what does he want, though? He wants Dr. Oz. He wants that shit. So he's like, all right, I think I can trick these fucking idiots. So I'm going to say, oh, the best way for him to heal is he gets it and then he steps down. That way the left will think he's great because he got it. But then everyone will heal because he cucked and he cowered and he knelt. And they're like, that's perfect, Jordan. As long as you get the Weinsteins and Sam Harris and your other dark web, rebels. What about Owen Benjamin? Oh, fuck no. That guy will call out our bullshit. That guy will call out your bullshit. If you have a dick drawn on your forehead, he'll point at it and say you got a dick on your forehead. Keep Owen Benjamin the fuck out of here. Get the Weinstein brothers and Sam Harris, because they're also power hungry weirdos like you, and tweet out something against Kavanaugh, because we don't want to lose the right to kill babies for the next 100 years. He's like, okay, so Dr. Oz and me, huh? It's like, that's right, Jordan. That's right. In 2012, he wrote a report on sustainable development for the UN. Podesta was on the panel of eminent persons. He bragged about it in an interview because it's hard to find now, but you can find the interview where he said it was for the UNHLP Agenda 21 about eliminate poverty by 2030. It's all about centralizing control. And his role was to talk about changing the thoughts of millions of people. He's like, oh, it's great. That's old Jordan Peterson. I'm going to say all this stuff about the Bible and get everybody all excited about truth. And then I'm going to say, when someone says, do you believe in God? I'm going to say, it depends what you mean. And then if someone says, are you against abortion? He goes, oh, let me think. I've never thought about that, even though I'm fucking 60. What I will say is you would never recommend it to someone you love. And everyone's like, truth in such a dark time. Me too. I'm not mocking you. I was in the same boat. I'm like, truth in such a dark time. He at least said a little bit that abortion's wrong. He's like, but I didn't say anything of meaning at all. Do you believe in God? Depends what you mean. Do you believe in Jesus? As an idea, as an archetype, kind of like Horus, or this guy with a lot of eyes around his head, because the world is broken up into chaos and order. And take your damn medicine. I'm not even on medicine, Jordan. Take your pills. It's like the guy is fucking terrible. And I got tricked as hard as any of you guys, so don't feel embarrassed. And Agenda 21, this is how you know something's bullshit, is when you look it up. So I'm trying to do my research before breaking little Coddington Bear's heart. What is Agenda 21? What it is, it's centralized control of everything. It's horrifying. You know something is... This is how you know something is from the elite class. Dave Smith said this once on a podcast. Beware of any issue where the right and the left ever agree or don't fight about it. So Agenda 21, you find no hit pieces. You'll see Guardian and Mother Jones and all this in there. When it's over the top, sarcastic and shitty and it says nothing, you can't find what it's about. If you type in what is Agenda 21 about, it's literally like the titles are sarcastic. It's like another right-wing conspiracy about progress. And it's like, you may have heard these Nazis in your neighborhood talk about Agenda 21 as they're carving swastikas in their forehead. Well, I mean, I guess they don't like food. I'm not even exaggerating. It's like, and then you go to another site, you're like, oh, maybe that was just written by a retarded person. And then it's just over and over and over again. This guy was working for the UN in 2013, writing up how to change the minds of millions of people to try and eliminate the concept of poverty. That's called a utopian mindset. You can't eliminate poverty. Oh, no way. Oh, Faith Goldie, no, no. Faith Goldie, do you have faith in God? Depends what you mean by faith. Does that mean money? Does that mean money and power? He was testing with Dr. Oz, guys. That's why he did the tweet. It wasn't an act. And then his apology wasn't that he was sorry. He blamed the medium of Twitter. He said, oh, I talked it over with my son because I trust my son. And I surround myself with people that I know care about me so they can speak truth to the Lobster King. You know, rescue your father from the whale, Horace. He made his bed and he said, oh, I forgot what I was talking about. What the fuck was I talking about? Does anyone remember? I was literally just trying to make a point. Anybody remember? Pathos. Anything government wants for free. BB coming in hot. I love it. What a letdown. I'm trying to type that they want to. The whale. No, but before that, I was mocking him with all that shit. What was I saying? Oh, his apology. Thank you, Solid Gamer. By the way, check out Solid Gamer shit. He does good montages of some of this stuff. The Lobster King, yeah, Kermit the Fraud. So he's like, the lobsters knew about hierarchies 400 zillion years ago. They could have been on the medication that I'm on so that I don't cut my own throat after not sleeping for 30 days, which is also a lie. So he goes on, he's like, I was talking to my son about my tweet, and Twitter is not the medium for my thoughts, you know, because that's the importance of free speech, eh? That we articulate, eh? Our thoughts, and then they become Horace and the whale and Pinocchio, eh? By the way, a bunch of the shit he says is awesome still. All the stuff about Pinocchio, all that shit. But anyway, so he's blaming the medium of Twitter. He goes, I should have wrote a blog and then tweeted the link to the blog. So I'm sorry I didn't tweet a link to the blog. Not that he was going after a innocent man. You know, he says he knows the archetype of Jesus, but what about the actual story of Jesus when an innocent man was nailed to a cross? Now, I'm not saying Judge Kavanaugh is the son of God. Of course not. It's a basic principle of human nature. It's a principle of ethics. It's like, okay, Tommy Robinson was really frustrated about all the rape gangs happening in England, so they put him in jail. Now, what should Tommy have done when he got let out of jail? Should he have apologized to the Muzzies and then went back into jail to heal everybody? No, that's fucking insane. And so instead of realizing like, oh man, I misstepped. I mean, I was up all night just doing blow with lobsters. He was like, the mistake was I didn't write out more nonsense to trick everyone. And that's really what he was. He was upset that he didn't write more bullshit so people didn't know the basic truth to what he said. He's so full of shit, guys. And if at this point you don't see what my point is, that I'm literally an expert in this shit. I was repped at his agency. I've done the type of tests with these people. They're not agents, guys. They're handlers. That's what they do. They're handlers. They make sure, because now we can do everything ourselves, right? That's why I told that dude, let me plug him again, because I really want him to succeed. It's all about proof of life here. This guy, Green Dragon. So that's why I told him to make his own YouTube channel about history and try and develop his own audience. Because with the internet, you don't need an agent. Agents are like, they're like travel agents. Do you need a travel agent? No, you get Delta and Zillow and hotels.com. You used to have, all you youngsters, just unsub JBP. Yeah, he's way worse than I've portrayed him as. Most people I come at are worse than I'm doing, by the way. Because as much as I'm a bear and a bit of an animal and I just speak truth to power and I can fuck people up, I truly try to have a kind heart. It's kind of in me. I try to look for the best in people. Truly. I'm not saying that. So when I'm coming at someone, the odds are it's way worse. And I'm trying to keep more embarrassing information from you guys, because I don't want to just be a gossip, but I want to just say the fundamentals about why they're just total garbage. Very powerful agents for years and years and years. Just you go to house parties with these people, and it literally looks like you're in the just paradise island of Satan. And so you get an agent, and what happens is they make sure you stay in line. They look at your Twitter, they look at your Facebook. My agent and my manager used to be like, "Oh, we got some pings, we got some hits on some of your tweets. I got some calls." It's like, about what? They're like, "Oh, well, you did a joke making fun of Hillary, and people are." And this is what they say. They go, "People think you're crazy." I'm like, "Which joke though?" I'm pretty sure it got like 1,000 retweets. Like it's real fun. Do you not find it funny, Raj, Joel? People that I've known for 10 years? Are you going to look me in the eye and say you don't find what I just said funny? Because you won't be able to look me in the eye without lying. Because I know you. I know you very well. It's like, no, I'm just saying, like, we've gotten some complaints. Like, oh no, you guys are handlers. You guys make sure that the cattle, the most talented people in the world when it comes to words and comedy. I'm good at making people do stuff. Not my will. It's not like I'm like this wizard, but like I can influence people. We just watched a song we wrote get sung in England as a rally cry. So authoritarians want to make sure that I'm under control. And that's what they do with a lot of talented people that end up at CIA. They get some really, really talented, bright, artistic, smart people. And I didn't care about power and money enough, and I cared a little more about the respect I got from my wife and my children's future. So I wasn't controllable. And when you have a chicken that just won't give you an egg, they tell you to get the fuck out.